Hey everyone, this is Rajendran here joining from Market Calls, and in this video we're going to look into the AlgoMojo automation using scanning or exploration using AmiBroker software, how to fire orders from scanners or how to fire orders from exploration if you're having a trading strategy, and how to send orders is what we are going to discuss in this session.
Let me kickstart with the session here. First of all, let me go and log into the AlgoMojo platform. I have my login credentials handy. I already logged into the portal already. So now I'm gonna download one of the important module here. So one of the module which I would like to download at this point of time is that I'm gonna explain how to send orders using the scanners. Right. So in order to send that, you have to go and click on that tool section, go to that AmiBroker modules, and go and get the AlgoMojo Portfolio AFL. So this is a RAR file, obviously. So unzip this file. So unzip the file. Probably I'm using 7-zip to unzip it. Maybe in your case, you have to use some sort of a WinRAR kind of combination. Extract it. So I'm just extracted the file. I'm going to use this AlgoMojo underscore portfolio. So this AFL, let me copy it. I want to put inside the day file. So let me put inside the day file folder. Right click and paste it. So here it is AlgoMojo underscore portfolio. And if I go to the download section, there is also a CSV file is also there. So the CSV file, let me copy it. I'm going to put inside the C drive folder. So, or maybe I'm going to put inside the AmiBroker folder itself. Let's call this folder name C drive. Under that, I'm going to create inside AmiBroker. I'm going to create a file under the name lot size. So underscore AmiBroker lot size. I'm having a CSV file. So if I open the CSV file, you will get to know the various sheets. We are having an symbol, and we are also having an exchange symbol, and also the lot size. If in case if you want to prepare such kind of files, what you can do, you can always go and download from the internet, probably NSE India FNO lot size CSV file. So probably you'll be going to the website, NSE India website. From here, you will be able to download the complete lot size files. Open the CSV file, open it. Remove, this is a current month contract, and rest of the other contracts, delete it here. Right click and delete, and give the headers. Right? So remove all those unwanted lines, and then give the headers. This is underlying symbol and the lot size. Lot size. All right, so let me save the file again. File save as. I'm going to place inside the file under where exactly under AmiBroker folder. Under AmiBroker, I have a folder name called lot size. So lot size. So I'm just storing under the file path AlgoMojo underscore symbols. This is the path. I just stored it over here. Now, let me do one thing. I'll open my AmiBroker here. So the main idea is to send the number of lots, right? So I'm going to transmit the number of lots here. This is the size I'm going to trade. Whenever I want to set the position sizing, I'll be coming and setting the position sizing here. It could be anything. It could be cash market or it could be F&O markets. So no matter what, the position sizing, all those values will be present in the Excel file only. So that way, I don't need to maintain a separate position size for different symbols in the AFL itself. I can maintain that all those position sizing in the AFL itself, I mean in the CSV itself. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do a file processing. I'm going to get the position sizing over here. So that is what it's already taken care in the module itself. Let me close the CSV file. Now let me drag and drop that module. So if I go to the day 5, the module name is Algo Mojo Portfolio. Right click. You could see that nothing is plotting over here. That means, oops, let me go to the global data feed database. Just drag and drop the portfolio. Nothing is getting plotted over here because entire code is written inside the action portfolio, action explore. Means only if you are doing an exploration, this code will execute. Otherwise, nothing will get executed over here. Our entire module will execute only if the exploration happens. For time being, to check the status, what I'm going to do the action indicator. This is only for testing the module to check whether the CSV file is fetching properly or not. Only for that purpose, I am just making it here. But later on, I will again change it to Action Explore. Action Explore. For time being, I'm going to disable this Action Explore. Only the action indicator, it is there. And here, I'm going to map the corresponding AmiBroker CSV file. My AmiBroker CSV file is inside AmiBroker under the lot size. So lot size. Inside that, algomojo underscore symbols.csv. It is there. I'm just opening in a reading mode, which is fine. So now, what I'm trying to do, I am extracting the first column. 0th column is what? 0th column contains underlying. First column contains the symbol, and second column contains the lot size. So I'm just extracting the first column using the separator. I'm using str extract and then separating the name underscore symbol. Name underscore symbol contains the first line values. Inside that, I'm only taking the first column. First row, I'm just fetching. Likewise, I'm going to keep on fetching each and every row in the first column. Not the 0th column, but the first column. After fetching everything, I'm adding -i.nfo. This is most likely because I'm using global data feed. So global data feed symbol. This is only to match with GDFL symbol. I'm just I'm adding -i.nfo. All right. So if you are using some other different way, then obviously you have to handle the functionality in a different manner. So now I'm also using str_trim to remove the white spaces. All right. So after that, I'm checking the global data feed symbol with the CSV symbol, match the GDFL symbol. If both are same, I'm just setting the expiry. Let's say the expiry is 20 September futures. Maybe I'll give a different name over here. Bring an expiry here, expiry, and give that as an user-based control. Expiry equals param str expiry 20 September future. All right. So this expiry is what I'm calling over here. Now the TSM is nothing but my trading symbol. This is a symbol which I am going to send orders. So let me verify the trading symbol here using underscore trace log. So I'll put a trace for the TSM trading symbol. And also the symbol which we fetched from the CSV file. Which is stored under the names. So I'm having two logs. And finally, the lot size. Lot size also I'll make an probably I'll make one more trace. Total three trays I'm making over here. Finally, the lot size. I'll save it. What is the issue with the code? Did I miss any values? Here, lot size, we'll make it as 0 by default. Okay, so one thing it is throwing error is that it's saying that buy and sell short cover is not initialized because I haven't written any strategy. For time being, I'll put some dummy strategy. So buy. I'm just putting some EMA crossover strategy. All right. Also short equal to sell. Cover equal to buy. All right, now I'll go to the window, log window, trace, and I should be able to see the symbols. I should be able to see the lot size. The trading symbol also I'll be able to see it, which is something like TCS. Oops, I think I haven't done the right lot size over here. I mean, a lot of symbols are getting fetched in this section. Probably I have to put the trace at the appropriate location. So here the trace, I'm just putting in a wrong place. I have to put only when the symbol is getting matched. So I'll right click and clear the log file. Now you can see the TCS value is getting taken care. Again, TCS symbol, this is a symbol which I'm going to execute and its corresponding lot size. Now if I change to Reliance, automatically Reliance value should be fetched automatically. Let me clear the log file. So automatically Reliance lot size is 505 is automatically getting fetched over here. So now this is getting worked now. Now this is this is good. This is working well. Now the thing is that I want to automate it. I want to prepare an intraday automation. I want to have at least 10 symbols, 10 high beta symbols, let's say. I want to run Lintra V3 in a portfolio mode. So the CSV module is ready. So for time being, I will restore everything. This looks good to me. Even if I go to symbol information also, I mean, symbol interpretation also, I should be able to see the list of parameters which I've been receiving over here. So Code looks good. Now the only thing what we have to do here is we save this code as a portfolio, disable the code, disable the trading logic. Okay, right click, line comment. We don't need this anymore. Give a name like AlgoMojo exploration module. And the action indicator, we are going to disable it because we are going to run this from the exploration. So we done some basic checks. Basic checks are going good. File save as. I'll place it inside Quanzilla Advanced Day 5 AlgoMojo portfolio. Save the code. And now, couple of things we need to look into here. First thing is that we need to get the strategy right. So let's build the strategy first. So first of all, let's say the first thing is go to Trade Studio, Systems, Lintra V3. This is the system here. And followed by that, I'm also going to place the AlgoMojo portfolio, drag and drop it. Again, go to the edit formula. So straight away, we'll go to our list over here. So we need to enter our API key, API secret key. Make sure that you are modifying it so that you don't need to keep on modifying every time. So here, I'll go to the AlgoMojo, my API section, copy the API key. Again, these are routine preparation. You have to do it on a daily, one-time basis, not on a daily basis, but one-time setup here. So copy the API key, paste the API secret key, set your default NRML order. So I'm just making here as an, here it is set as NRML. Maybe instead I make it as MIS. I'll make as MIS. How do I know MIS is default? Because by default, I'm calling the 0th value. This is the 0th value. This is the first value. So by default, S_product alias, MIS will be allocated. And again, NFO will be allocated by default. Quantity, I don't want to get from here. Instead, I want to get from the CSV file. So QTY contains the quantity here. This quantity, I'm going to assign it to the lot size. So quantity is nothing but the lot size. Quantity. So finally, after computing everything, we get the quantity. So quantity equal to lot size into quantity. So maybe this quantity they are using as a multiple. So as of now, entire position size, we can do only from the CSV alone. So CSV contains a lot size. Whatever the lot size you're specifying, even if you want to set 2 lots in Nifty, you have to go to the CSV file and you have to open and you have to set 150 as the lot size there. So finally, the quantity contains the lot size and that value will be passed on to the, you see the quantity, that value will be passed on as the position size in the order function. So quantity is done, strategy is also done, and also check all the other parameters as well. So day type, MRKT, here again one more MIS. So one more MIS. You set it so that you don't need to change it every time again and again. Place order is on real time. Algo is disabled by default, which is fine. And exploration automation. Let's call this as tray Lintra V3 exploration automation. Expiry is also set. So everything is set now. Again, file saver, save the code. Save it inside the Quanzilla Day 5 module. So let's say Lintra V3 exploration automation module. All right, now we send it to the analysis. So here it is an analysis now. Let me close everything. Make sure that nothing is running. So when the exploration is running, right, you ensure that you are running for only for one recent day. One recent day, create your own filters. So let's say you want to create list of high beta symbols. So what you can do, you can go to something like NSE maintains their own high beta symbols list. So let's say NSE high beta stocks. I guess investing.com, if you go here, you'll be able to get those Nifty 50 high beta components. So let's call some of the symbols: Axis Bank, DLF, ICICI Bank, IDBI Bank. So most of the banks will try to include here. A lot of banks are there in the high beta. So I'll go to symbols, I'll go to watch list. So here I'll take one of the watch list one. Here I'll try to add, let's say I'll try to add, which one? Maybe first of all, I'll try to prepare the symbols. I'll put it in a notepad first. So DLF -i.nfo, then ICICI Bank -i.nfo. I'm going to take a total of 10 symbols here. And then let's say Axis Bank. HDFC is there, HDFC-i. What else they have? Probably Tata Steel-i.nfo. Tata Steel-i.nfo. And maybe Voltas-i.nfo. Mostly only banks are here in this list. So JSW Energy is there. Hindalco, right? So Hindalco, maybe let's try to add Century Textiles. So what's the symbol for Century Textiles? Century. Century Textiles, CNTURYTX. Okay, for time being, I'll execute only these many stocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll save this under a text file. Select Lintra portfolio. Now I'll go to the AMI broker, go to the symbols. I right click, import list one, contains Lintra portfolio. All right, so I'll select all those symbols, ensure that all the data has been downloaded. So make sure that all the data is downloaded here. Sometimes what happens, data may not be downloaded. So go to the symbols, click each and every symbol and ensure that some amount of data is downloaded. Charts, go to the price charts. All right, so symbols, Axis Bank data is there. Again, data is there. See that DLF data is not there. Maybe it might be moved out of FNO sometimes. So ensure that, okay, this is wrong symbol. So right click, delete. Supposed to be DLF. Okay. make sure the symbol is downloaded. Okay, all the symbols are available now. Now let's go to the analysis. Go to the settings. Make sure that you are using the appropriate time frame. We are running both long and short, 5-minute time frame. And what else? We don't need to set any commission settings or futures mode. So only major things is that periodicity is required, and whether long and short, how you're going to explore. So these are the two things which are required. And now there's one more setting box over here. So here you'll be able to see your API key, API secret key, what order you're going to set, which exchange you're going to play, what is the day type, market order you're going to punch, MAS, and real time is what we're going to punch, and algo trading I'm going to enable over here. And expiry, what are the expiry? We are setting everything, and make sure that press OK. And now there's one more final setting, which is nothing but the auto repeat interval. And followed by that, set as, since we are running 6 symbols simultaneously, makes maximum 3 seconds is what it is recommended to run the AR interval. And now run the exploration. So if you run the exploration, right, it keeps on exploring every 3 seconds once any new structure. Okay, one more thing we need to check out is the filter. We have set the appropriate filter. So this is a one-time setting. Once you're done with that, save the APX file also. Give Control S. Make sure that you're putting that APX file under a particular path. So you put under C drive, program files, AMI broker, create a folder here, APX file, APX, so that you don't need to create again and again. So Lintra V3 automation. All right. So this Lintra V3 automation, you don't need to, tomorrow if you're closing this file, automatically you can go to file, open, and you can go to that appropriate path, select the APX folder, click on that APX and open that APX file. So that way all your settings would have been also saved. So nothing would have been changed over here. The only thing is that you have to go and enable the algo trading, because by default it would have been reset those values. So once you enable the algo, press OK and run the explore. Prior to that, make sure that we are running on a 5-minute time frame, because it is as good as running all the symbols on a 5-minute time frame chart. Check out the filter. Filter is running all those 7 symbols, and run the exploration. Automatically, any new signal which are coming over here, order will be sent automatically, which you can see from the order log window also. If you go to the order log window, from here you should be able to see here. So let me run the bar replay here. Bar replay for today's activity. Supposed to run for one recent day, but Century Textiles, I think Century Textiles is no more in the list, it seems. So you see that its date is coming different, 27th. Rest all are pointing to today's date. Only Century Textiles, I think Century Textiles is no more in the, so if it is no more, stop the auto repeat, go to the watch list, symbol, and remove the Century Textile. Right? Because Century Textile probably it's no more in the filter. And also remove the trace log. So trace log we used only to check whether the lot size is correct or not. It's correct. So now we don't, no more it is required. So I'm just commenting all the trace log. Save it. And now go to the auto repeat, enable the auto repeat, run the exploration one more time, reset the log. What I'm going to do here is that I'm going to run the bar replay here. So I'm going to run the bar replay of today's activity. So today's activity, let's say 30th. Run the bar replay. And of course, you can see that bar replay is running. As the bar replay keeps on running, more and more new signals will be coming in. When new signals are coming in, automatically the orders will be fired for those orders here. Here you'll be able to see those orders. Not only that, let me minimize here. Function, Windows. Oops. You can see all the orders coming from the order log automatically. Orders will be coming here. Any new signals which are coming here, automatically orders will be punched in the order log. So thereby you don't need to open even 50s of symbols, hundreds of symbols also you can scan, and the very next second it will be there in the in your order log. Order will be punched to the next the very next second it will be there in the order log. So these are the checks you need to do in order to run the automation in the exploration mode. All right, so a lot of checks you need to do, but it is a one-time check. Otherwise, it is next time onwards, it's going to be a routine procedure. You open the APX file, run the start the algo, and then run the exploration. That's it. But one time you're checking, you do all the final check, ensure that you're making only inside algo exploration, disable any unwanted trace log, have only meaningful trace log. So I'm having only the trace log only for the order function. What is the kind of order ID I'm just getting, whether the status is okay or not, at what time it sent. Probably if you want to add how many lot size has been sent, right? So all those things, which chart ID is sending, all those information you can include in the log window. If in case you need more details about the log window. Otherwise, for by default, it is only sending only very default information. But in case tomorrow, if you're sending from charts and you want to capture which chart is sending, all those information you can capture it. Chart ID you can attach it, or probably interval you can attach it, so that you ensure that mistakenly it is not sent from a different interval. You're sending only from the right interval, right chart ID, everything you can include in the trace log. So there is one more shot happened in probably in ICICI Bank. So one more shot entered. I don't know, probably I think I'm just running on the wrong dates, I guess. So let me stop that and then I'll try to run today's activity actually. So I think mistakenly selected a wrong date. I thought of running 2 days in data. That is 31st of, right, so run here. So I'm gonna run a fresh day. So all are in get ready to buy mode. If it's in get ready to buy mode, it will not send any orders. See that all, suddenly there are 3 orders gotten. So all those 3 orders got executed here. So DLF, HDFC, ICICI Bank, all the orders you should be able to see here as well. So ICICI Bank, HDFC and DLF. All those order got executed. Voltas is right now it is in get ready to buy mode. So it is still haven't got into the buy mode yet. And DLF is getting into get ready to short. So 2 candidates are entering into get ready to short. In fact, 3 candidates. So all the 3 orders are getting punched. Probably ICC, Tata Steel, all those orders are getting punched over here. Again, one more came in Voltas. See, if you are running this way, right, and it is skipping faster, right? So in this case, some of the signals might be missed if you are running in bar replay. So always try to check in live markets. Live market will be very slow. So when the signal comes, it will be coming and staying there for the entire 5 minutes. And then in the intermediate time, the orders will be picked up and then executed. Sometimes if bulk signals are coming in, sometimes if you are running in a bar replay, it might get missed. So because AmiBroker itself, every second it will keep on moving 1 minute interval. So it could skip sometimes any fresh signals which are coming in, it might skip if bulk some 5 signals at a time or 6 signals at a time. But during live markets, it will be capturing everything and it will be sending to the AmiBroker order log. So this is the way you have to do the AmiBroker automation. I guess you're able to understand. If you are not able to understand any of the procedure, you can ask your question here.